Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It's Leicester LTID TV Friday show, part 2. This is the opposition view. If I'm losing my voice, excuse me, because obviously we did the European show earlier, and when we looked at the European draw, which was very kind to us. That's available now on YouTube on Leicester LTID TV. Tonight it is Friday night, which means it's the opposition view show, and I'm really pleased to welcome along I'm sure a lifelong Hammers fan, Jeff, and good evening. Oh, I've lost him there. Good evening, Jeff.
How's it going, Chris?
How are you doing, mate?
Very good, cheers.
Good. I just want to start. I did touch on this before we came live. This fixture is always tinged with a little bit of sadness because, of course, it was the fixture when we lost our chairman, Vichai. And I know West Ham, it was West Ham we played. West Ham were absolutely great. And as I said before, as clubs and chairmen, they're not always seen eye to eye. But West Ham were absolutely lovely. So from Leicester to West Ham, I'd just personally like to thank you for that.
Okay, well, I'll accept that on West Ham's behalf. But, yeah.
And one big football family, as they say.
Yes, that's right.
But I was just looking. Like I say, it's a new season. It's a bit of a funny season. This a bit of a funny end to last season, start to this season. Did you, fancy, having seen how Leicester finished last season? I know we've had a good start. Did you fancy playing us?
No, because you've had the better breath over the last few years, haven't you? And you're at home as well. We're not travelling well at the moment. No, so I think Leicester used to be a team that a few years ago I think we should get at least a point against them. But no, I think if we get a point against you, we're doing well these days. I
think, and I wasn't going to bring it up, to be honest with you, but seeing as you have mentioned it, I'm just looking, and I think for the last 10 games since we've both been in the Premier League together, I think you've only beaten us once.
Yeah, was that last year? Was it? Is that right?
No, that was actually 2014.
I thought we beat you the year before last. All right, okay.
Oh, you did. I do apologise. No, you did in 2018.
Yeah.
I shouldn't take another win off you, should I? But
we don't give those out. We don't get many, so we don't give them up.
I mean, you've been in the Premier League now, and I didn't realise you've been in the Premier League 8 consecutive seasons. Which is actually longer than I thought. But I think 10th is probably about the highest you've come. You've always sort of seemed to sort of.
No, I think we came 5th, didn't we? A couple of seasons ago, we came 5th.
Right.
We might have been 6th. In fact, was that the year that you won the league?
Possibly, yes.
We had I forgot his bloody name.
Bilic, Slaven Bilic.
Yeah, Slaven Bilic was in charge. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We had an amazing season because we had Payet.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And Spark was local. In fact, yes. We just missed. We weren't that far off getting in the Champions League for once.
No.
But yeah, usually 10th I consider a good season for West Ham.
You've got you asked me this question, which I hope you got my answers I sent, by the way. Yeah. But you asked me sort of what I thought about David Moyes. Was he the man to take you forward? I mean, he keeps you in there. I think he's one of those managers that you're not going to get relegated with him, I don't think, but I don't think you're going to go on and do anything. Does that kind of sum up the ambition of the club at the moment?
I don't think so. So much of it is down to luck. I mean, Ranieri won the league with you. Not many people would have thought that would happen.
No.
Circumstances go your way. Whether I don't know. I mean, I think he obviously did. I think he overperformed at Everton. He was good at Preston. Obviously, he did badly at Man United and Sunderland, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to give him a chance. This will be his first full season. And it's a strange season as well. But we've got good players, so we should be doing better than we have been doing lately. So.
I mean, I think when you played Wolves last week, I think you showed everybody what you can do. I mean, you could say Wolves were, off the boil a little bit. But you can only play what's in front of you, and I think to beat a Wolves side 4-0, that was a damn good showing.
That's happened many times in the last 2 years.
No, no.
I shouldn't imagine it's happened at all actually in the last few years. So yeah, I mean, we're fantastic, and so we have got good players. So we can do that, and then we should do that more often.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at our record as a whole, and I think you hold it over us at the moment. You've won 49% of all the games we've played compared to our 36. So you have got the.
That's what I meant. Historically, I've seen Leicester as a team that we should at least get a point against.
Yes, as you said, yeah. And just going back to last season for you, I think you ended up finishing 16th. It was actually after we played you, and I think we beat you 2-1 at your place just after Christmas.
Pellegrini, that's right.
You sacked Pellegrini. Again, was that the right decision, do you think?
Again, I don't know if it was or not. I mean, I think it was going to happen because we were playing so badly, and you don't know what's going inside a club. I know people who worked at Chelsea. When Adam Grant was there, the story that he just didn't have he didn't come across the man they thought he was. Basically, he didn't have confidence of the board, and then you know, because you have to go. So you never know what goes on inside a club.
No. Was Pellegrini?
We were playing badly. We've got good players. That's his job. His job's to get the best out of those players. He wasn't doing that. So.
But do you think Pellegrini is one of those managers that he had to have the good players like he had at Man City to do well? I mean, on paper, when you signed him, you think, bloody hell, you've gone and got Pellegrini. That's a great move.
Yeah. I don't know. I think his first year at Man City, he did all right, didn't he? And,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
I mean, that was not necessarily a great team it is now, but he did all right. So you can never tell. It's just so much down to luck.
Yes, yeah. And are you happy with David Moyes? You think you're going to give him a chance?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm happy, but I think we give him a chance. You've got to give him a chance.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't welcome back with open arms, the replacement, was he?
He wasn't. I mean, his last couple of games in his first stint, we actually started playing really well and played a couple of games. But that's it's the end of the season, so you can't really tell what's happened. And again, he's had a few games when he's done really well. But we still need, our defence. We're not really settled in any area of the team, I don't think. You can't say they're going to get picked, that midfield, or that's just set of strikers, or that defence to get picked every game.
Yeah. And were you surprised again last season with the way that Leicester? I mean, we'd started off so well. We were pinching ourselves, thinking, "How good is this Champions League? Here we come!" Come back after lockdown, and we were like playing in mud. Did that surprise you?
No, well, anything can happen, can't it? Anything can happen. When I used to play football, sometimes you'd have the team play well, and sometimes you'd have a nightmare. You couldn't tell what it was. It was the same group of players playing, so things can happen in football. It's just fine margin, go either way. You have 3 things that happen against you. You've lost a game you could have won.
Well, I mean, we were like you last week. I mean, you had an unbelievable 4-0 over Wolves. Obviously, we had the 5-2 over Man City. And at 1-0 down, they had the goal ruled offside. If we'd have gone 2-0 down, it could have been a different result altogether. But again, it's looking good for us. What do you think, Leicester can do this season?
Well, it looks like Liverpool are very strong. And I think any team behind them, you're ranked, you're level with those other teams. I mean, Man City, when's the last time there was a hat-trick of penalties in a game?
Exactly, yes. And no VAR either.
All those penalties were awful to give away by the defence. If you'd been there, you'd been a Man City fan, you'd be fuming at that.
Yes,
that was your good fortune.
I was talking to a Man City fan that did this last week after the game, and he was absolutely fuming with the defence. I mean, no team in the Premier League should be giving away 3 penalties in one game.
They're also clumsy. Just ridiculous, ridiculous ones there.
I mean, you could argue that we went down very nicely, thank you very much, but they were all stonewall penalties.
You've got to go down. You're not going to stay on your feet. Everybody say, "Oh, you should stay up," but why? So many times you don't get a penalty when it should do. You might as well go for it.
Yes, yeah, and like I say, not one VAR decision in sight, which was the interesting thing, which was made a nice change.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Kyle Walker's still getting in that team.
Yeah. Well, I think I was joking that Man City should be our feeder club now.
No, you don't want that. You don't want all the has-beens.
Well, they got a couple of ours anyway. Of course, Mahrez, who didn't. I mean, he got the goal after 4 minutes, but then he was kind of,
It's a great goal, wasn't it?
It was. I think. In fairness, Maddison's was better. But I'm going to say that, aren't I?
I don't know. I thought that was a
But let's have a look at because obviously we've got 3 days to go for the transfer window. It shuts on Monday, and you, of course, were after a couple of players that we were after, Fofana and Tarkowski. I don't know. We're actually not going to go for Tarkowski now. I think he's staying at Burnley. How were you? How disappointed were you not to get Fofana?
I wasn't disappointed at all because all the chat that goes on about transfers, I just ignore until it finishes. We get who we've got basically. So,
Yes.
There's so much speculation about who we're going for. This, that, and that. I just ignore it all. But I meant in my. Well, going out tomorrow, I mentioned that we went for Fofana. He chose you for some reason. So.
I was surprised that you took quite a firm stance with St Etienne. It was like, this is the offer. You've got till tonight to accept it. But if you don't, we're walking away.
Yeah, well, they must have had some information that was wrong. I think.
I mean, I think that's fair enough because nobody wants to get into a bidding war, do they? At the end of the day, and I think we actually just offered more up front. I think that was the problem, with the 2 offers. But we've got him. He's passed his medical today, so maybe he'll come back and haunt you. Not in this game. I don't think he'll be playing this weekend, but. Maybe in the next return match, he might come back and haunt you. So
he probably will.
Yeah, it happens, doesn't it? That's football for you. So, what for your team, for West Ham? What are your hopes and aspirations for this season?
Well, I hope we don't have to have any stressful struggle. Well, I think we're going to get rid of it. So I think if we get near to the top of the table at Christmas, then I think we should do. We should get in the top 10. Basically.
Yes.
Almost the top 6 or 7 are almost sewed up. It's hard to get in there, isn't it? Wolves, you managed it. Wolves managed it.
Yeah.
Companies managed it there, but it's tough. It's tough.
It is tough, and I think it's tough to stay in there. And I think if you look. Well, we were talking Everton earlier, and when they had David Moyes, they used to have had one good season, they'd be in the top 10, just missed out on Europe. Next season, they'd be down the bottom half of the table, then they'd be up. It is consistency. And
there weren't many seasons they were in the bottom half, though. I mean, there were a couple, but look, because as I said, I'm married to an Evertonian, and they were pretty consistent. 5th, 6th, 7th, something like that.
Maybe I'm a bit older than you. I don't know, but
probably not actually.
you have. We all have a cross to bear. You're married to an Evertonian. It's.
I wouldn't say it's a cross.
She's listening, is she?
Well,
she's listening. But so, do you think? I mean, are you going to make any more signings? Is the money there for you to make more signings? And where do you need to strengthen?
Well, we've sold Diagana, so there's some money there, and that was partly because he's a good player, so there must be a reason why they sold him. So I imagine Fofana. So So I think they must be going for another defender. They're not satisfied. Our defence, too unstable. They're not really sure about Fredericks, I don't think. And
Did it go on? I mean, it wasn't. Did it go down very well when they sold him? Did it?
No, because he played really well last season. I mean, when he was at West Ham the season before, at times I thought he played really well. And Pellegrini was playing. He was our best player a few games. He went on to loans to get some experience, and he played really well for West Brom. So, and he's played really well in pre-season games. So I was very surprised to see him.
Like you say, we never know what goes on behind closed doors, do we? So who are they?
How much money they need, or just a bit of liquid cash here and there is useful for clubs.
Yeah. It is, and as we all know at the moment, there's not a lot of that about, is there? But I know in the past there's been a lot of demonstrations against your owners. That seems to have gone quiet. Are they being accepted now, or are they still not liked?
Well, I mean, people have made their opinion up, basically. People who don't like them, they're always not going to like them, I think. And I think, well, if things go badly, if it looks like we're going to get relegated, those people will be out again, booing and stuff. People are still upset we're not in Upton Park. And you can't blame them for that, but we're not going to go back there.
No.
And the Olympic Stadium is not an ideal stadium to be in, so you can understand why people are upset about that. But if you were offered a stadium like that on the terms we got it, you'd be crazy not to take it. So that saved us millions, and we're getting 60,000 in there. And when I've been there, when we played really well, and the team's got fans going, the fans shouting, the atmosphere is as great as it is at any time.
Yeah.
I went to the Olympics, and the noise in the Olympics when I was there, it was like one of the noisiest things I've ever been in. So you can get noise there. And also, if the team play well, nobody cares about that. It's like a line from a Van Morrison song. You can't dance and stay uptight. So you're having a good time. You're not going to be, demonstrating. But
I mean, what you did there was no different, really, to what Man City did at the Etihad, is it?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Basically, the Olympic Committee cocked up. We should have been at the beginning of that in the planning for that stadium. So we should have said we're going to take over that stadium, and it could have been done much better. And we're so worried about getting the Olympics. They have to just say we're going to have athletics there all the time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But the football moves on, doesn't it? And we've all got our memories of the old grounds and what have you. But these modern stadiums are sort of those of us that are old enough to remember the old falling down ones. Wipe your shoes as you leave the toilet and all that.
I mean, with Sullivan, Gold, and Brady, you can't say they haven't backed the managers. They've had at the time. They've all had money to spend, apart from Moy. But the others have had. You gave Pellegrini loads of money to spend. Village had loads of money, and that's all they can do. And every time they point something like Pellegrini, just like you said, wow, we've got Pellegrini. Give him money, give him the players, and he didn't deliver. So that's not. Well, it's down to them because they picked him, but they did back him, and people thought it was a good move, and it didn't work out that way.
I mean, at the end of the day, well, we love our owners, but most clubs, owners aren't always loved. But they're putting their hand in the pocket. They're keeping you, where they are. But for the grace of God, we could all have a Mike Ashley in charge.
You could do. I mean, I suppose people think at West Ham, because we're getting 50,000, 60,000 fans in every week. A lot of money going in there. You think, well, we should be doing a bit better, and we should be, and that's why people are upset. Yeah.
So, how do you think Leicester? I mean, we've said about what your aspirations are. What do you think Leicester can do this season?
Well, you can definitely get into. If you have a good run, if luck goes your way, you can get in the Champions League, can't you? But I mean, you should definitely get in the Europa League.
I mean, I think, they always say about breaking into the top six, and I don't think it's a case of breaking into the top six for me. I think it's a case for any club of actually making the top six the top seven.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I think that top six will always be there. But
well, you think that maybe Tottenham might drop out now they've got Mourinho in charge. There, they might start.
Yeah. You just know. You just look at that and just know it's not going to end well, don't you? Really,
it can't end well because his ego can't take it, and he's going to start going mad in a bit. Dele Alli didn't get in the squad the other day.
That was a strange decision, to be honest with you. Sacking, I've forgotten the guy's name already, and replacing him with Pochettino. Yeah, I rated him. I thought he was all right.
They overachieved. Tottenham overachieved. They should have got to that game when they lost to Liverpool. Ridiculous. They could have done better. They could have been champions, European champions.
And I think I'm not saying we're turning.
The year you won the league, they could have won the. That was their opportunity as well, wasn't it? Really.
That was their. I was actually at work. I sat next to a Tottenham fan, and both of us sat there all season going, "We're going to throw this away. We're going to throw this away," because we both had teams that
it looked like they were just going to get the better of you, but then it didn't happen.
We're still waiting for Tottenham fans to come for us. They said they were coming for us, and the doors open, but they've never arrived. But
I think my dad was a Tottenham fan. And my brother's a Tottenham fan as well. So we're a divided family.
So if your dad's a Tottenham fan, and I've got to admit, I've got 4 children, 2 girls who they'll follow Leicester because I do it, but they're not really bothered. One son who's not into football, but my eldest who got into football, he's a Leicester fan. What went wrong? Why aren't you a Tottenham fan then?
I just rebelled against my style. I didn't want to follow my brother. I was the second child, and I wanted to be different to him. But I've got 2 sons. Yeah. One of them is a West Ham fan, and the other's a Chelsea fan.
Oh God, that is annoying. My second son, in fairness, he tried to like football, and he came home one day and he said, "Dad, I've decided I'm supporting Barnsley." I went.
He didn't try very hard to like football, then, did he?
No, and we were in the Championship or Division 1, whatever it was at the time. And I said, "Why Barnsley?" And he said, "Because it's not Leicester." And he just wanted to be different, you know. Yeah. And now he doesn't like football, which is pretty much the same as supporting Barnsley, I guess. But it's. But do you think? I mean, the worry is obviously with the English Premier League. Is it becoming a bit too much? Do you think that the Scottish? I mean, with the Scottish Premier League, you've really got the 2 teams. Here we've got, like you say, the top 4 really, probably Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, and then one other of Tottenham or Arsenal that usually creep in. Is it always going to be that, or I mean, I know we did it the once, probably won't happen again. Can you see anybody ever breaking into that?
Well, you can live in hope, can't you? I mean, it used to be 2 teams. For ages, it was just Liverpool and Arsenal. It was like Leeds and Derby, or maybe Liverpool, it was United for years. United and Arsenal. Yeah. So there are 6 now, aren't there? It was Chelsea and United for a couple of seasons, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's fair point.
And there's 7 with you. Everton fans now would be thinking, well, we're top now, and we can get in the top. So there's 8.
Yes.
And then you've got the likes of us thinking, well, we can get 10, so we should be knocking on that door. So you have to live in hope, don't you?
You do, and that's what football is all about. And I always say, when we won the Premier League, it gave hope to everybody, and that's that was.
What annoyed me with Liverpool in the league this season is that. Oh, it's 30 years since Liverpool have won the league. We've never won it.
Yeah, exactly. But again, they're classed as one of the big 6, so they'll always get the attention, won't they? But no, like you say, it would be nice. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how Everton go. And I know your missus is an Everton fan because was it Silver when they spent the manager when they spent a lot of money? They came in, they spent a fortune and did absolutely nothing. I think they've got a better manager this time, but
they've definitely got a better manager. They've got that James Rodriguez, who I think, he's a great player, or potentially a great player. So.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Felipe Anderson, who, to me, when he first came on, looks fantastic, but he's not done it consistently. But he could.
Who was that? Sorry, Felipe Anderson, did you say?
Yeah, Felipe Anderson.
Yeah. Now he's one of the players I've got down as sort of, one of your key players.
If he plays, he's not getting in the team at the moment, so.
And is that? I mean, he's Brazilian. Is he off form, or is he injured, or just?
Well, he didn't do. I mean, he hasn't played as well as he should have done. He's got fantastic ability. And I suppose Moyes wants to get him really hungry, so when he comes in, he takes the opportunity and grasps it, which is what you need. Yeah. But I mean, you've got Antonio's playing fantastic. He can't be kept out, and Bowen's playing really well.
So who are the players we're going to have to watch out for then?
Well, Antonio for a start. He's just so strong. He's got I think he's got to be the strongest player in the league. Certainly attack-wise. No, he's just like solid muscle. And he doesn't know. He's unpredictable. You can't predict what he's going to do. He's not a conventional skillful player, but he is a skillful player. He scores goals. Until last week, since he came out from lockdown, he'd scored the most goals. So he's dangerous. Yeah. I mean, that's changed because of Vardy's hat trick and whatever.
But you've got a prediction. We're coming to the end of the show now. You predicted. You're hoping you can get a point. So you're going for the draw still.
I'm going for a draw, I'm going for a 1-1 draw, I'm hoping for a 2-1 win, but I'm expecting a 3-0 defeat.
Well, I went for 2-1.
I'm going for
Well, I went for a 2-1 victory for us to start with, but then after last week, I upped it to 3-1.
One of the reasons I thought, I looked at these fixtures, I thought we'd lose. I thought we'd beat Newcastle, we had Arsenal. And then we had Wolves. I thought Wolves would beat us, but it's good. Yeah, and then you as well. But now we're beating Wolves. You score 4 goals, you've got to be so confident. And you discount the Carabao Cup because that was it wasn't the team that's going to be playing you tomorrow, and
we were exactly the same. We made 11 changes when we lost to Arsenal in it. I mean the bad news, I'm afraid, is Vardy is fit.
Yeah, that's very
unfortunately, but
he's his dog. He's just he's one of those players like Tevez. Tevez had a bit of weight on him, but he doesn't stop, does he?
Vardy, I mean, he just defies his age, and it's just the problem. What are we going to do when he finally does sort of start to slow down? But hey,
you're going to have to replace him, or else you'll be coming back down to our level because. If somebody scores up the goals, that's what's made the difference between you doing well and you not doing well.
Yes. I mean, exactly. He's the sort of player that you can't take off because he can. Last week, I mean, he had 15 touches against Man City. Yeah. The lowest of anybody on the outfield player, and he scored. I mean, a couple of penalties, but he still got 3 goals. You can't. I mean, you've got Mark Noble. He's like Mr. West Ham, like Vardy's Mr. Leicester, isn't he?
He is. Yes, he is.
But well, I'll say I've gone for the 3.
Shall I say?
Sorry,
Mark Noble. I said he's West Ham through and through. He dreams in claret and blue.
16 years, I think you've had him, haven't you? You don't get. I mean, that's the thing. You don't get that with players these days as much, do you?
It's rare. How long's Vardy been at your place? He started late, didn't he? He was 25 when he came to you, was he?
Yeah. He's been there. 8 years, something like that. There were a couple of seasons. We got him when we were in the Championship, and it took him a couple of seasons to bed in.
Yeah.
But my God, that was the best £1 million we've ever spent. I'll tell you, you know. But I'm going to end with this. I'm going to end with this question because this is something I want to ask all the opposition fans and see what their thoughts are on it. We are in a bad situation at the moment. You know, COVID it's destroying clubs. You know, left, right, and centre. Premier League. You know, we're saying we haven't got the money. We're laying staff off, and we're still going out and spending millions. You know, signing players. Should we be helping teams out in the lower divisions?
And that's the question I put to you, isn't it? Well, I don't think we should be under obligation to it. Once, in order for the government start asking, putting the blame on football should do this, football should do that, they should do something more. If they start asking all the millionaire landlords, give up your property and get the people off the streets, then I'll go along with that. They're not doing that. They just say football can do it. Because quite like working class people being rich and being too well paid. That's what it all comes down to when they start saying that. They hate the idea that young working class kids are driving Bentleys and owning houses for their sons who've been at Oxford. So.
No, I agree. You know, you wouldn't get it. It's football, but you wouldn't get it in any other business where a big conglomerate, Tesco, won't go out and give money to corner shops and what have you to keep them going. You know. But you never want to say. I mean, I know as a club that we did go out of business once, nearly went out of business twice. You know, it's a horrible position to be in. But
it is.
You know, maybe I could say maybe it's there's ways around it. But no, you asked me the question. I thought I'd ask it you back and see what your thoughts were.
My thoughts. I don't think Premier League should be. I don't want to see West Ham giving their money away. I think. Maybe yes. Man United, Arsenal, Man City. They should be helping.
They've got more money than us.
10 years. So Leicester as well. They should be helping these clubs out, but not the likes of West Ham.
No. Charity begins at home, as they say. You know. But Jeff, after Sunday, good luck with the season. Thanks so much for coming on.
All right.
Another blogger with me here. He's got a 5-0 to Leicester with Declan Rice being sent off. So that's what the money's on at this time. But hey, no, good luck. Thanks so much for coming on tonight. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. As I say, I won't wish you good luck for Sunday because I won't mean it. I hope you lose.
Likewise.
After Sunday, good luck for the rest of the season, mate. And thanks very much. You take care and stay safe.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers. Thank you. Well, thanks to Jeff. That was amazing. Thank you for coming on and talking West Ham with us. It's the BT kickoff on Sunday at 12 o'clock, a BT live game. I will be on here again with Brad doing the after-match show, post-match show, Sunday early afternoon. Give it about half an hour after the game finishes. We will be on, myself and Brad, looking at that. Tuesday night, back again with Craig on the Tuesday night show. Don't forget, if you've watched this on Facebook, thank you very much. Wasn't the clearest of lines. We seem to be getting that a lot on these shows. But I hope you could follow that. But if you've missed it and you want to catch up on any of the shows, or even Scott's weekly roundup show, which he does for me every Wednesday, the links will be in the thing below on YouTube. So if you're getting onto YouTube, go below. All the links will be there. It's Leicester LTID TV on YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's go for another 3 points on Sunday, and we're still top of the league next week. Take care, and remember, above all, stay safe. Thanks very much. Good night now.